Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
Good afternoon, everyone. WCS back on the boulevard once again. Big shout out to the first on deck, Max in the building, man. We got the XO Factory on deck in the building. OG WCS on the deck. Big bro, got to check this one out. Y'all smash the like button when you come in through the door. Appreciate you. Appreciate the big shout out to XO Factory in the building. My guy Dion Washington on deck, man. In here, what information do you have on the venue? I see the ticket prices for the fight, just not familiar with the venue. So give a little bit more time for people to get in here. Big shout out to everybody that's on deck and supporting the channel. Hit the like button, sub to the channel and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You choose to donate to the channel. You can do it via, YouTube Cash App or, YouTube Super Chat or WCS Sports Cash App. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, you already heard the news. Those of you that has been a part of this journey, in boxing, and if you don't know, we're at a point right now where we're getting something, that's going to spark the interest of the boxing fans. You know what I'm saying? We can't get everything we want. It just seems like that's impossible. Well, we're getting something. Now, you're probably asking yourself, like, what is that something that we're getting? You can't be talking about the Adrian Broner, Michael Williams Jr. fight. Hey, a lot of people's talking about this. It's all over. People's talking about it. We had Ivan Redcash fall apart. We had Henry Lundy fall apart. But independently, here comes an independent fighter. And Michael Williams Jr. gets the call up. But people don't understand. It just wasn't no, call off the street type of deal. Let me go searching through the Rolodex. They have a relationship with the sport of boxing for quite some time. They know a lot of people, Team Williams, and they know Christy Martin also. So once Henry Lundy fell out, what better opportunity than to provide Williams Jr. the chance to step under the bright lights once again and face a four-weight champion in Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner's been on the bright lights. You know what I'm saying? He's been under the brightest light you can possibly get. He earned his divisional championships, and we already know he's a showman. At this point in time in his career, he hasn't displayed that he's the same showman that he was, back then at 30, 35. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't really shown that. It's been some times that, he'll flash it, but in recent fights, since the Marcus Maidana, they always say that he's been restricted, somewhat handcuffed, and haven't let his hands go. But I'm going to be honest with you. WCS ain't here to talk about what Adrian Broner, hasn't done in a while. We're here to speak on, this fight coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? The point that it came out of nowhere and it's being made and it's going to be right here in my backyard in the ATL is good news. And, BLK Prime is going to be the host of it. I know they're happy and elated. You know why? Because Adrian Broner is already going to bring his people. That's Cincinnati's own right there. They're going to bring their boxing fans. And Team Williams is going to bring their boxing fans from all over. Down here, Fayetteville, North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna from New York. They're gonna bring their boxing fans from everywhere. He has a huge fan base. You know what I'm saying? Outside of boxing. Plus, him and his pops been in the game for quite some time. So you're looking at my thumbnail and you're probably saying to yourself, well, what does Roy Jones have to do with all this? Well, Roy Jones has been training Williams for some time now. And I know people have their checks and they have their balances, right? They have the understanding that Roy Jones is a legend, you know what I'm saying, in the sport of boxing, who is turned to pretty much train fighters. Now, what Roy Jones was blessed with in his lifetime genetically and what he was able to do in the ring and the way he was able to perform does not mean every human being that he touches supposed to be like him. Okay, let's get that and remove that, place that shit aside. That's not the way life works. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing on deck in the building. Salute to you, Blunts. That's just not the way it works, okay? He has several fighters in his stable. These fighters are their own entity. They come from different parents. You know what I'm saying? They come from different parents. So I know the criticism has always been like, who's going to be the fighter to step up and, win a championship, so to speak, under the tutelage of Roy Jones. Is he going to find, and there's a story behind why he trained fighters that are not on the top level, as so to speak, as people would like. There's a story behind that. It's been fighters that was on the highest tier that source information from RJJ, but yet once they get the information and they learn a little bit here and there from the Roy Jones catalog, they leave. It's done happen. I'm not dropping no names. It's happened. So I guess he had a point. He came to the determination that he just wanted to train certain type of fighters and build them up. Williams Jr. is one of those fighters. Okay. So as you've been looking all around the YTC, there's been channel after channel doing interviews with Williams them. Outstanding. That's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. It didn't happen for the John Bowser fight. I'm just keeping it real. It didn't happen for the John Bowser fight because a lot of you cats was on here hating. Y'all want to listen to one person. Y'all want to listen to this person. Y'all weren't trying to build up the fight like I was the one that came out and tried to build up that fight. I did. And then other people tried to make it about themselves. I did that. I tried to build up the fight. He went up to damn Madison Square Garden. He didn't get it done. He did not get it done that day. John Bowser, who was undefeated, Puerto Rican fighter, he came in there and got the job done. He stopped Williams Jr., picked up the win. Williams was knocked down like 4 times or whatever. But yet, as boxing fans and fanatics, we have to understand it's all about getting up, right? We hear all these motivation quotes. You need to want it as much as you want to breathe. You need to dig deep to places you never travel. You hear all these people putting all these motivational speeches out. But when somebody do some motivational shit, they want to act like, oh man, that wasn't that special. You know what I'm saying? We have to salute, Williams for getting off the canvas the multiple times that he did. He was outmatched that night by John Bowser. Not only that, he was outmatched himself physically, because he usually fights at 147 and he came in at 138. He fought at 140. Now boxing casuals are boxing cowards. They're gonna have their separate opinion. The boxing casual is gonna look at it like, okay, I can see where you're coming from with that. I understand he was boxing at a certain weight or whatever. But the boxing cowards is the ones who actually understand the sport, but they selectively pick certain people on how they want to apply what I just mentioned. They know cutting weight. They'll sit up here and tell you, oh man, cutting weight is detrimental. They always bring up Roy Jones. Oh, Roy Jones, when he dropped back down in weight, it was just unhealthy for him, right? But then I can use the scenario of when Williams dropped down and came in at 138 now. You're talking about a welterweight fighting, came in 138, dropped all that weight, didn't rehydrate properly, and he went in there and then performed like he should have. That's point blank, period. No excuses. He didn't get the job done, but he still got up from the knockdown as much as he possibly could until the referee stopped the fight from the last one. Now, during that time on the YTC, I'm just going to put it out there. It's good to see you all now taking the opportunity to interview this dude. You know what I'm saying? The same 150 boy wonder that fought John Bowser. I'm glad Adrian Broner is providing him that airspace now. I'm glad, bro. Seriously, I'm glad y'all are showing attention now. Don't worry about what I'm not doing. I don't have to follow y'all. I mean, I've been there in the cuts, the corners, the roads. I've been there. Period. I've covered him more than any one of y'all niggas. So I heard what's been going around. I hear everything, dog. I do. I hear what's going on. I don't have to pace off y'all. If y'all want to interview him. I'm not in charge of that. Speak to his pops and get your interviews in. Y'all not in a race with me. I'm just saying. I'm not competing with any of these outlets that's jumping on board because he's fighting Adrian Broner now. The same Adrian Broner that y'all was saying that was done, don't let his hands go. He looked terrible against Giovanni Santiago. Now it's a rebirth and an energy. And it's a kind of awkward dynamic, isn't it? You get Williams coming off he has picked up a win in between, but he's coming off the MSG loss. And then you have Adrian Broner. He's had his losses in his career, but he is still with Wall Street. He is still with Star Power. He's still AB. The problem. He's still Adrian Broner. Like I tell people all the time, I seen Adrian Broner move rooms when he walks on in there and people want to talk to him and he's not even on the fight card. He's just there at the arena. So imagine how this dynamic works with somebody who's a 4-weight world champion, been at the highest, I'm talking about the highest tier, the championship pinnacle, done achieve 4 weight divisions, y'all. And he's going in there and this fight is getting mad steam behind it. Mad steam behind it from a fighter who has yet to fight for a championship, a world championship. That's the dynamics of boxing, isn't it? I mean, that's a part of the hurt business. That's a beautiful matrimony at the end of the day. I'm serious. It's a beautiful matrimony. I know Team Williams has been waiting on this. You know what I'm saying? They tried to get the fight with Adrian Broner when he was looking for Giovanni Santiago. The shit didn't work. Different set of rules, different promotion. You know what I'm saying? So they weren't able to lock it in. But this one, I guess it came at the right time. Now that Williams is here, they have to step above what happened at Madison Square Garden. And I think this is the perfect storm for Williams to redeem himself, to step in the ring, and to box. Because Adrian Broner, as you look at his film, I'm not talking about even doing the Marcus Maidana fight. Take Marcus Maidana on back, right? Look at his film, dog. Adrian, shit. Hey, Adrian can box, man. Adrian can box. He ain't never been stopped. He's never been stopped, though. This same one who dropped Sean Porter. That was in the championship round. You look at Adrian Broner's old fights, dude was electrifying. You know, he was entertaining as hell. Very surgical with his shit. Fighters grow up differently, man. They age differently. It's according to how you maintain your lifestyle outside the ring. Fighters grow up different. I'm not here to swing the hammer of criticism on Adrian Broner and Williams Jr. Because people in boxing and people in life, they win and they lose. I'm not going to base how I move in the YTC off my experience and what I know about the streets and what I know about the language and the temperature on the YTC. I'm saluting y'all who chose to give him an opportunity now to come on your platform. Cool. Just make it genuine now. You know what I'm saying? You had him on the platform, and then when he get in there to fight, you're up here looking for him, you know, I don't think he's going past 2 rounds. Listen, if you allow the young warrior to be on your platform and give him this exposure, I salute you for that. Because this is the most exposure Team Williams has ever gotten in his career, period. And it's good that they were selected. You know, they have that relationship with the BLK, the promoter Christy Martin. It's great. That's what you do in boxing. You build up relationships. You connect bridges. You know what I'm saying? You keep those bridges going. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some fires here and there, but at least you keep the lines of communication open for something like this to happen. Now, is this going to be a tough fight for Williams? Yeah, it's going to be a tough fight for Williams. Is it going to be a tough fight for Broner? Yeah, it's going to be tough, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. It's going to be a tough fight. Now, people probably sitting back, you know, laughing about this being a tough fight. But yet, they was the same ones criticizing Adrian Broner going the distance with Giovanni Santiago and him not really putting in any work. You know what I'm saying? These would be the same people who's criticizing him, but now they'll say, oh, this is going to be easy work. I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. This man, 150 is fighting at a higher weight class. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy at all, because Adrian Broner is absolutely that dude. He's been going through it. You know what I'm saying? It's been well documented. He was scheduled to fight Omar Figueroa at one point. He pulled out the fight because of other issues. That haven't been too long ago now. So, you know, we done seen AB around. And to be honest with you, I'm wishing the best for both fighters. You know what I'm saying? I'm wishing the best for both fighters. If 150 is able to pull this out, of course it'll be the biggest freaking fight of his career. Of course it'll be the biggest fight of his career. Adrian Broner is not the same fighter he was. Anybody on this YTC says that. They done said it before. But if they're gonna stand on they square and hold true to the every corner of that motherfucker, every point of integrity with it, hold true to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't criticize the man now, and you know you've basically been the same ones that's doing live streams on him pulling out the Omar Figueroa fight, and he having issues. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it honest. You know, he hasn't displayed that sharpness and that electric type style that he did at the lower weight class. He haven't been there. We don't know if he's going to be able to make weight. That's what we're hoping on. We're hoping that Adrian is able to make weight. And I'm going to put it out there. If he doesn't make weight, the fight's still going to go on. Mark my words. If Adrian Broner doesn't make the weight, the fight's still going to go on. They're not going to jump outside the fight. It's just he's going to come in heavier. And, you know, Team Williams is just going to have to figure out a game plan that's suitable to go in there and fight a heavier fighter. Now, does that give Adrian an advantage? I wouldn't say so, because he's not that big of a fighter. He hasn't been letting his hands be as reckless as they used to. His hands are not conversing with his opposition the way they used to. His hands used to have arguments. His hand used to be belligerent. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner's hands used to be belligerent with his opposition. When he let his combinations go, they was very, very surgical. He hasn't shown that. He hasn't shown that type of conversation in a long time. But Michael Williams, he's young enough to fight a smart fight, to box Adrian, to keep his distance, stay active with the jab. Do not try to box Adrian Broner on the inside. If you try to box Adrian Broner on the inside, that is his world. Adrian Broner can box on the inside, and that means he doesn't have to move too far. He doesn't have to do too much work to go find you. If you want to close distance on him, that'd be a bad move. So, for Mike, all you have to do is just stay active with the jab, land the combinations, keep his hands going, use his footwork. Adrian doesn't seem like he's in the best condition. So therefore, you're looking at a 10-round fight. Get him into the fourth and the fifth round. Keep on popping the jab out there. Go to the body every now and then. Stay smart, stay vigilant, and just fight a safe, smart fight. You never know. It might be a rematch in that motherfucker. It might be a rematch. You never know. Richardson Hitchens versus John Bowser on Saturday. So John Bowser, after that Michael Williams fight, right? I don't know if any one of y'all knew that, but hold on for a second. So if you're looking at who's promoting this fight, right? Hitchens just left and everything not too long ago. But Bowser, after that Williams fight, he didn't want to fight nobody else. He was just looking for the name, and he never fought anybody. He was turning down fights behind the scene. Turning down fights. So that's why you get the Richardson Hitchens, John Bowser fight. Back to the topic. One Love Big Blunts. Okay, for sure. So back to the topic. So as you all know, Michael Williams Jr. versus Adrian Broner goes down February 25th next month at the Gateway Center Arena, College Park. Now, this is a very small arena, all right? The capacity is 5,000. If they have a basketball game when they have to set up the floor, it's only 3,500. This is an extremely small venue compared to where Adrian Broner's traveled in his career. Very small. Very small. It's only a single level, and it goes up at an incline. Then it has a flat where you can walk around all the way around the arena on that flat. It only has one level of seating that goes up at an incline. I'm not sure how many rows. I know Dion Washington asked me that earlier. I don't know how many rows that is in that arena, but it's a very small arena. It's a big arena, but it's a small arena comparable to the State Farm Arena. Very, very small comparable to the State Farm Arena. Extremely tiny comparable to Mercedes-Benz. But originally his fight was scheduled at State Farm, and someone shelved it. They scrapped it, and they said, nope. For this fight right here, Ivan Redcash, I guess all the complaints and backlash was coming in. And they say, man, ain't nobody paying for, Redcash fight. So it was moved, from the State Farm Arena over there. Henry Lundy came into the picture. He couldn't get the fight, due to promotional issues. And now we have, Williams versus Broner. So all I'm saying, I'm looking for is a solid fight. I'm looking for Williams to have the best night of his career. You know what I'm saying? Box smart. Don't worry about what the crowd is talking about. They know AB more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Who don't know Adrian Broner? But Williams didn't know that. They're gonna have to play it smart. They're gonna have to play it smart, man. They're gonna have to make sure they do everything by the book. And don't ever get comfortable in there with AB. He's just too experienced. He's too smart, too clever. His boxing IQ is higher than Williams. But is his condition better than Williams? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to see. I don't think his condition at this point in time is better, but you can't drop the ball on it. You can't just put it to the side like it don't exist now. You can't. I'm not going to tell you everything I've been hearing. I'm not going to do him like that, man. I'm not going to do him like that. I just want him to be in tip-top shape for fight night come the 25th of February. I hope he performs, to his ability. But ultimately, I hope Williams, I want to see Williams go in there and get the victory and perform the best we ever seen him at 147. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time was at, he weighed in 138. Go in there and get that victory, man. Do what you got to do. That's all I can say, bro. That's all I have on this right here. He has the box smart. It's a lot that can come out of this as far as catapulting his career a little bit, catching wind a little bit, putting Adrian Broner on your resume, on your box rec. I know a lot of people has looked at his box rec, you know what I'm saying? And they looked at his opponents. And like I'll tell you last night, I was explaining to people, not many of you have spent time at the fights with people who bring fighters to the sport, who are straight off the couch, and see how easily it is for these dudes to get approved. I've seen it in several regions. So if you're mad at how Williams' resume looked, just understand, why would they be in a rush? Like, hey, they independent. His pops has been on here and explained who they chose to fight for the amount of money that they had. So boxing allows fighters to build up resumes. Some of your favorite fighters have built up resumes with so-called bum fighters. But like I said before, who you going to talk to? Who's the HR department in boxing? Who's going to stop this in boxing? Who? Nobody. Nobody's going to stop it. Who's in charge of boxing? Nobody. Nobody's going to stop this shit. Not even Keith Sweat. Nobody's going to stop fighters from coming on here, building up their records with opponents that's here to either just get a check, you know what I'm saying, or ones that are not considered above average fighters. It's going to continue to happen. You're going to see the inflation all the time. It's going to continue to rise. So if you're hyping on Williams' resume, okay, cool. It was the same resume that he had, he fought John Bowser. He was just undefeated. He took the L like a lot of other fighters, but he lived to fight another day, went and picked up another win, and now he's in here with Adrian Broner. And Adrian Broner, man, he only has 4 losses now. 34-4-1. You know what I'm saying? This dude's been in here with some big names. You know what I'm saying? Manny Pacquiao, Paulie Malignaggi. You know what I'm saying? Sean Porter. He's been in there with some big names, shawty. This is a grand fight right here. No doubt. This is a grand fight for Williams. This is a grand fight. A very, very grand fight, man. Jesse Vargas, he was in there with Adrian Granados, Ashley Theophane, John Molina Jr. He was in there with the Molinas. And most notable, his fight with Marcos Maidana, the Argentinian OG. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's been in there with some names. You can't take away his division. You can't take away what he's accomplished. But what you can identify is that this is the moment that they're going to have to take full advantage of Team Williams. They're going to have to go in there and take full advantage and giving Adrian Broner his 5th loss. Now, let's not be stupid. No one should be talking about knockouts, okay? I don't see Williams going there and knocking out Adrian Broner. I don't see it. But I always tell people fatigue and everything else will bring on a knockout. So if he's not conditioned, he's not in shape, and the workload is just a little bit more than Adrian can deal with, the pressure, I don't think so. I mean, I don't think it's going to be extreme amount of pressure like that to get, to give him that present pressure on the inside. So Adrian really don't have to work. He can just, have that distance right there and try to land his punches because Mike is right there in front of him. I don't think that's going to be the game plan. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people talk about Mike being on the canvas. Mike has been on the canvas, but he's gotten up, right? So you have to take that in consideration. A young lion who people saying his chin is okay, we don't know what it is. To him, going in there against Adrian Broner, who never been stopped. So they're looking for Adrian Broner to do something that he hasn't been able to do in a while. He hasn't been able to do that in a while, y'all. I think the last fighter that Adrian knocked out was 2016. April 2016, Ashley Theophane in round 9. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you have two separate metrics. When you have Adrian Broner with the experience, the boxing IQ, the technical ability, he has everything encapsulated in his career. And this is supposed to be an easy fight for him going in there against Williams. And then you take Williams, who hasn't been on the stage, but he has been provided the opportunity to go in there with a fighter who hasn't performed the way he used to back in the day. So if you take a fighter that's somewhat on a lower scale performance-wise at this point in his career, and you put him in there with a fighter that doesn't present the amount of experience, haven't been provided that grand scale under the bright lights like Adrian Broner, this may be a fight that he can shine on. He may be able to shine on Adrian Broner and put away some rounds and win a unanimous decision. I don't think it's going to be a robbery. Like if the fight was close, yeah, I'm pretty sure BLK, who signed Adrian Broner to a multi-fight deal, and I think they're going to give it to AB. But in order to prevent that from happening, you go in there and perform to a point where they don't have no other recourse except to freaking give it to the fighter who put away the rounds. Williams is going to definitely have to go in there and put away some rounds so he don't have to really turn up the pressure and take risk later on in the fight, because it's only a 10-round fight. So if he come out early, put away some rounds, get Adrian Broner on to move around a little bit more than he want to. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. The first 2 or 3 rounds might be a little boring. Now it might be a little boring because you got 2 fighters that's in a situation. You got 2 fighters that's in a situation now. Adrian Broner's ring rust. William, he understands that this is the first time on the bright lights with a competitor like Adrian Broner. He don't want to slip up. He want to go in there and box safe, box smart. You know what I'm saying? Remain aware of everything that's going around. Never get complacent in there against AB. You got 2 fighters, man. They definitely have to figure it out. The first 2 or 3 rounds might be boring, y'all. You gotta think about that. It might be a little boring. It all depends, in my opinion, it all depends on a lot of variables that I can't sit up here and give you. It all depends, man. It all depends, shawty. It's gonna be quite a different night over there at the Gateway Arena, man. The Gateway Center Arena, College Park is gonna be different. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention when I get the information on the ring size, I'm gonna try to figure out the ring size. That's gonna be another thing. Adrian Broner is the A side. So you take the A side, Adrian Broner don't want to chase this kid around. This is his conversation. I don't want to chase this kid all around the ring. Adrian Broner might have requested a smaller ring size. He ain't trying to chase him all around the ring, man. The fighter who has the better mobility and the wheels, yeah, it's gonna be the younger fighter, the younger legs. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that plays. But man, y'all hold it down. I just want to go over here and put the word out there. Hope Williams, from all the teachings that the RJJ, the legend himself, Roy Jones, has taught him, and all the experiences that he's had throughout his boxing career. You know what I'm saying? I hope the student now is able to teach. You know what I'm saying? Teach what he's learned. Unfortunately, people are not going to sit up here and buy in to him teaching Adrian Broner anything. But it's possible for him to demonstrate something. Can the student become the teacher? Can he go in there and apply what he's learned? Is he capable of doing that against Adrian Broner? I think, hey, this is the perfect storm for him. This is his redemption night, February 25th. This is his redemption night. This is time for 150 to step up. You know what I'm saying? Go in there and shine and get that second rematch. The rematch, he goes in there and beat Adrian Broner, and Broner is signed to a multi-fight deal. It would be logical for you to think that they will bring him back for a rematch. It depends on how the fight goes, of course. But I'm saying, it'll be 2 paychecks, especially for Williams Jr. Adrian going to get paid regardless. Nobody's looking for Adrian to come in here and say, oh, he's about to step into the top 10 rankings. No, it's not going to happen, y'all. He's not over at BLK to fight the top 10, top 5 guys. He's not ready yet. He's not ready. But if by chance this fight is exciting and people talking about it and there's some adversity, I don't know, man. It has to be something just exemplary, like something we ain't seen, something astounding. We need to see something crazy for them to step back in the ring again for a rematch. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It'll be good if it's a rematch, but just because Adrian found a multi-fight deal with BLK Prime doesn't mean after Williams they're gonna go searching for a huge name. They're not trying to get this man a 5th, a 6th, and a 7th loss, dog. They're trying to put that man in there with opposition to keep him active in the ring so he won't have a long layoff, so he can stay active and make this money. That's first and foremost, so he can make this money and feed his family and everything else. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to basically salvage every bit of, stock that Adrian Broner's name still has in boxing and give him an opportunity to split the ropes to make that money. That's good shit. This evening, I'm going to be back on here. And I got a really good topic to speak on that's going to be absolutely hot grease once again, because I have to, I'm going to think about what I should the names. I already put these names on a thumbnail before. I already put them on the thumbnail, but I really want to get the information out there about how hypocritical some of these cats are to continue to blast and demean Terrence Crawford, to talk and criticize him every chance they get. And they don't make any sense of what they're talking about, especially with Terrence Crawford going to Golden Boy. I mean, they just going up making up shit, man. So since they want to make up shit, I'm going to talk about the shit that they making up. That's all. I have to put it out there. It's going to be one of your favorite channels. I have to address him. You give off the vibe like your position in life and so-called your achievements as far as a occupation or whatever. I don't know. You always speak as if you're on a higher hierarchy or something, and people kind of give you that credit. But you talking some mad, greasy, bias pushing narratives on here that make you seem like you're desperate. You desperate for super chats and all that other shit. So tune in. It's gonna be a drop of energy, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tune in later on today. You know, I have to address some of these bums out here, this content creators. But until then, man, y'all hold it down. Continue to support the channel, man. You already know WTS back in the building later on. I'm not sure what time, but you don't give or take. It'll be after 6:37, something like that. But y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports.